Francis Harry Compton Crick was an English biophysicist born on June 8, 1916 in a small town outside of Northamptonshire, England. As they were a middle-class family from a small town, Crick was not necessarily destined for greatness. However, as he was a very curious child, he often performed at-home science experiments for his family, eventually showing a strong aptitude for science-related topics. He attended Mill High School in London, where he studied math, physics, and chemistry, allowing him to become more familiar with the subjects he was so passionate about. Crick eventually began his higher educational career at University College London, where he graduated with a bachelor's degree in science at the age of 21 in 1937. Due to the outbreak of World War II in 1939, his path to earn a PhD was halted. Instead of earning his PhD, he involved himself in military research, where he contributed to the development of acoustic and magnetic mines. After the war, he furthered his education, this time focusing on biology, which was a subject he knew very little about. This led him to study as a graduate student at Cavendish Laboratory at Cambridge University in 1949, where he finally earned his PhD studying X-ray crystallography of proteins in 1945. Later, he met and collaborated with American biologist James Watson to make one of the most notable contributions to the field of nucleic acids in history. Both James Watson and Francis Crick were interested in the role and structure of genetic material. The most pressing question was DNA structure and method of replication. The duo had many failed attempts at attempting to discover the structure of DNA, such as their failed three-stranded model, in which nitrogenous bases paired with those of its kind. They later discovered that the correct pairings were adenine to thymine and cytosine to guanine, with 2 and 3 hydrogen bonds between them, respectively. They achieved this by rearranging cardboard cutouts to essentially see which pieces fit together best. Further evidence supported the helical model that was suggested using X-ray crystallography data. Their findings were published in the article Nature in spring of 1953, and they went on to receive the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine in 1962 for this work. Scientists Rosalind Franklin and Maurice Wilkins also used X-ray crystallography for DNA research. It was Franklin who produced the best image, known as photograph 51, of the DNA, and this was secretly shown to Watson by Wilkins, which the duo used to come up with their double helix model, without Franklin's knowledge. It is safe to say that Watson and Crick would not have been successful in determining DNA structure if it wasn't for Rosalind Franklin's genius, and for a long time, she wasn't credited. Later in his life, Crick worked on the structure of viruses and discovered the triplet genetic code for amino acids in 1961. He also predicted the function of tRNA. Francis Crick died of colon cancer on July 28, 2004 at the age of 88. Though it is true that his major contribution to the field was met with controversy, he remains one of the most notable biologists to this day.